Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a pretty little favour box for you. It's rather darling, and I thought that, maybe quite nice on a wedding table or something like that, but obviously you change up, for whatever occasion. And I'm going to show you how to make it. Now this one is made, it's the box base itself. You can get 3 from a sheet of cardstock, and then your little topper made with framelets. You get that just from scraps really, I suppose. I'm going to show you how to make it. You need a piece of paper that is 7 3/4 by 3 5/8, or cardstock I should say. 7 3/4 by 3 5/8, which is 19 by 9. And you do the stamping first. So I've got Melon Mambo ink this time round, and I've got Flowering Flourishes. Love this stamp set. It's this one here that I'm using, and I want to make sure there aren't gaps particularly, so I want to get as much pattern showing as I possibly can. So this one is definitely not about little flashes of image. This is about getting as much showing as possible. I love Melon Mambo. When I created the box, I posted a photo of it on my Facebook page, and I said, "Oh, what colour should I do?" And a few people suggested bright. Somebody did, in fact, suggest Melon Mambo, and I thought, you know what? Why not? Why should a wedding favour or favour type thing have to be a neutral colour? It doesn't. It can be bright. So, okay. Then to do the scoring, you start with a long side at the top, and you score it at 2 3/8 of an inch, 3 5/8 of an inch, 6 inches, and 7 1/4. And in metric, that is 6, 9, 15, and 18. Then you turn it. Oh no, you don't. You do part scores. I forgot about those. So when you're looking on the vertical side of your scoring tool, look for the 2 inch mark, 5 centimetres if you've got a metric one. Just kind of hold your finger there and you score down at 3 inches and stop there, and then the same at 6 5/8 of an inch, and that's what gets you this nice crisp close here. And then you come round, turn it round, so those score lines are on the right hand side, and you score it at 1 1/4, which is 3 centimetres. There we go. Okay, let's fold and burnish the score lines, then I'll come in and I'll do the framelit work in a second. Ignore the parts scored lines, which you can actually see better now. Ignore those, because they're going to fold in the opposite direction. And come along. I'm going to turn it this way around because I think you can probably see it better. There's a small skinny rectangle, and then there's 3 other vertical lines. Get rid of the rectangle. And then cut those up. And then the framelets that I've got to go on the top, well, you can get away with one set, which is just the labels collection, and you use what would be going from the smallest, the second smallest, and the one above that, and you would get a nesting framelit that goes like that. However, the biggest one is just a hint too big. You're going to overlap slightly. Probably easier to show you on here. It's going to be just that bit too big, and this one is just not quite big enough based on the measurements that I went with, because I just wanted it to close like that. So we'll go with the number 2, the second smallest. Put those out of the way. And then I've got my Thinlets label card dies, and this one here nests just inside so that you get this tiny little border. That's all I wanted. I didn't want it to be, okay, I know I've got Melon Mambo going on crazy over there, but I didn't really want it to be about a big chunk of Melon Mambo cardstock either. So with these 2 framelets, I can bring in my big shot, which is It's looking remarkably dusty despite the fact that I use it quite frequently. And I've got my magnetic platform. So I've got my plate, my magnetic platform, cutting pad, and then which one's the smallest one? So I need the largest one with my Melon Mambo, and then the smaller one, which is going to be on the top, with my piece of Whisper White, and the smaller one comes from the card die, and you run them through. Cracking is normal. Get rid of those and pop those out. Move all this off my desk so we can see what we're doing. And you will see that it nests just prettily, that you just get a little hint of a border, which is what we want. And then to score it, you can either be brave and go, you know, fold it in half. I kind of like to just do a line rather than bringing in a scoring tool or anything like that. So using a ruler, and I like a steel rule because it sits flush to the tabletop, straight down the middle, and the same on this one. And just gently fold them. And they will sit over the top of one another, just like that. So you put a bit of just a little bit of adhesive. Grab my fuse. I just stuck that to my fingernails. There we go. So that's my little topper done to go on top of my box. But obviously I still need to be punching holes in because it is stitched, it's not stitched closed at all, it is closed with the bow rather than with a magnet or anything like that. So I'm going to put some adhesive down this little tab. If you were making loads of these for a wedding, you could have one night where you were just doing big shop work, couldn't you? You were just rolling through loads of framelits. And another night when you were just doing the stamping, of course you would stamp an entire sheet of paper and then cut afterwards. And then when you push your sides in, because we've already got those score lines going, it just folds really nicely and it folds in beautifully. And that is going to sit over the top like that and close. So I want to try and punch my hole through. Where do I want the bow? And I'm being gentle but firm to push the hole through. So that's gone all the way through there and through there. And now I want my 1/8 of an inch handheld punch. Where is it gone? Oh, it's on the table. Huh. So punch my hole through. So now I've started it. Now I can see where I'm going. Punch a hole through there. Hole through here. And I kind of need to get all this sort of stuff prepped up first. Melon Mambo, beautiful matching ribbon. Cut off a length. And I'm going to push this. I've doubled it over. And I'm going to push my doubled end through the front of the box to the back. This looks so backwards, doesn't it? But trust me, it just makes life a lot easier. Oh, she says that she can't get it through. There we go. Tie a knot in that. Just basically, it's going to be sort of like, it's going to stop it coming through. Didn't move my knot down low enough. And then when it comes, then it all gets tied on. That's going to, whoops, that's going to get fed through that ribbon as well. I want to put my adhesive on the back. Again, nice strong glue. We don't want it coming off at all. And when you close it up, position the front first because there's no glue on that part. Push it round, and when that's what this box will do. When it's opened up, it will open up like that, which means I can now finish it all off by putting my ribbon through here. Oh, more fingers and thumbs. And then tie it closed, and because I haven't forced it to shut, I'm just going to grab a peg to hold it just while I tie this bow. And I think that is a rather pretty little favour. Don't you? I think so. I think it's worth it if you've got both sets of framelets to get this gentle border. If you haven't, like I said, you could do it with the bigger one. You would just have a bigger colour border. But anyway, what do you think? Hope you like it. Bye.